What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. Happy to be back, man. We've been off for a couple of weeks. Mr. Wade, I can't hear myself. There we go. We've been off for a couple of weeks for a couple behind the scenes reasons, mainly because your boy Michael Flix is always busy and doesn't always plan things the way he should. So we took a couple of weeks off, but we're back and we're happy to be back, man. A little discombobulated. I got a few things I wanted to talk to y'all about today, man. I got another very special guest coming in today. My guy Xavier Johnson. He's originally from the Temecula area. He plays in the G League right now. He just got finished playing in the Swiss Pro-Am. So we're going to be talking to him today. But before we get to that, I do have a few things I wanted to just talk about, catch y'all up on, and again, just to reiterate, this first segment is eventually when things get back to normal. This first segment is me keeping you updated on all the sports going on in San Diego and just everything that's been happening around sports and athletics here in San Diego. So let me go ahead and get to that. The Swiss Pro-Am finished up. The Swiss Pro-Am finished up a couple of weeks ago with the Reapers, the red team. If you've been following me on Instagram, they are the red team that had the Mobley brothers, Evan and Isaiah Mobley. The Reapers won the championship. They played in the championship against Team BWA that had Malcolm Thomas, Billy White, Mason Biddle, DJ Gay, Damian Elam. They had a really good team, but they ended up losing to the Reapers in the championship. A lot of talent out at the Swiss Pro-Am. A lot of talent out there. A lot of really, obviously, because there's a lot of pros and D1s on the court, but a lot of really sound basketball, man. So also any players that played in the Swiss Pro-Am, I have pretty much everybody's footage. I don't have every single basket. I don't have every single second of every single game, but I have a lot of footage on pretty much everybody there. So if you need something, hit me up. Respectfully, though, please. I didn't even do that. Sorry, y'all. Also, the San Diego Tridents, the women's football team, they finally got to me. They finally reached out to me. I seen one of the players that they had recently signed, and I reached out to her. Sorry, y'all. And I reached out to her. Hold on for a second, bro. I got somebody coming to get you. Okay, bet. Whoa, a little behind the scenes. What was I saying? The San Diego Tridents finally got back to me. I reached out to one of the players that they just signed, and I believe I forget her name right now. I'm drawing a blank. I should have wrote it down, but she plays running back. And I was interested in bringing her in for an interview, but she lives out of state, which I didn't know. She won't be living here in San Diego until the season starts. But she reached out to me, as well as the owner, if I'm not mistaken, the owner of the team reached out to me, said some really nice things, which is really dope. So I am connecting with them. So hopefully, in the near future, I will be talking to somebody in the San Diego Tridents organization. Also, I don't know if I've spoken about them here on the podcast before, but the San Diego Tropics. There's a semi-pro women's basketball team, the San Diego Tropics, that are here in town. And actually, I reached out to them to try to secure an interview as well. Somebody from their organization reached out to me too. And actually, that's something I wanted to spread the word about. I know a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, I know a handful of female hoopers that are either coming to the end of their college career, or they have just finished it, or they're not really sure what they're going to do next. There's a semi-pro team right here in San Diego, man, for the female hoopers right here in town, man. So please take advantage. I know of a few people that I feel like could go out there, try out, make the team, and really make a name for themselves and help put the San Diego Tropics on the map. So any female hoopers in town that want to continue playing, reach out to them, man. Reach out to them. I think I deleted my notes. Oh no, there they go. What was I gonna say? We've been having open runs. All over San Diego, man. And we're trying to keep more of them coming. So the first one that we did, I don't want to say, it's been a group effort. The first one that we did was on last Monday. We recorded the show on a Saturday. So last Monday, I was with my man Aaron Felix out at his gym. He hosted an open run. It was real good, man. It was a $10 entry. He had a ref in there. I was there with my cameras. I had one of my boys helping me. I was doing film. Had one of my boys taking pictures. $10 entry, refs, scoreboard, running clock. Everything was a really, really good basketball environment, man. So, and we're going to be doing that every Monday. I can't think of what exactly my man's Instagram is. I know his personal Instagram is Flix, Felix619. I forget the name of his business page, but either way, I'm going to put it on the screen so you can tap in with him and figure out, get all the particulars from him. But if I'm not mistaken, Mondays at 1 o'clock, $10 entry. You want to get there early. It's only one court. It's a running clock, so it's not like the games are long-winded, but you want to get there early because it is only one court. And we did it on Monday. We had, I want to say, 10 guys on the court. Probably another good 25 guys waiting. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, the games are not long-winded because it's a running clock. It's a ref out there calling fouls, everything. And the way Tens does his open gym, you got to D up. Like, you got to check up. It's not just lazy basketball. Like, you got to come in there and play. You got to come and get better to come play in there. Mondays at 1 o'clock in San Diego. Hit me if you need the address. You got to have $10, though, to get in. The other one that we did actually the following day on Tuesday in Carmel Mountain. My man Lizardo, he's an assistant basketball coach at Orange Glen High School. He brought out some of his guys. Actually, this was pretty much just the Orange Glen run. It was just like Orange Glen guys at this run. And, you know, that's my alma mater. I mess with my school tough. I went out there and hooped with them, brought the cameras out. But what me and Zoe talked about, it's not going to be just Orange Glen guys. So we're going to do Sundays at 8:30 in Mount Carmel. So Sundays at 8:30 in Mount Carmel, Mondays at 1 o'clock in La Mesa, and then also what we just did yesterday was so dope. I'm so happy, man. We put together a North County open run. We did it in Vista. Again, for obvious reasons, we're not, you know, doing addresses and stuff. It's going to get around, but we're not going to be promoting and talking about exactly where it's at for obvious reasons. But yesterday in Vista at 8:30 in the morning, we had over 40 guys pull up to come hoop. 2 courts going, king of the court style. You know, you lose, you drop down to the bottom court, you lose there, you got to sit. So, man, we had 20 guys playing at once and another good 25 to 30 guys sitting and waiting, man. But that's easy, though, because it's 2 courts. It's a lot of space there. You can still move around. I went and got a whole bunch of water. So, you know, it was a good time, man. I was really happy. Yesterday really made me happy, made my heart smile, man. I put the word out, I want to say Tuesday, Friday. About 40 to 50 guys were out there, man. It was a really good thing. And the reason I'm doing this for number one, we got to keep the hoopers hooping. That's for number one. Hoopers gonna hoop. We got to keep the hoopers hooping. San Diego basketball has picked up a lot of momentum over the years, and especially as of late. And so we can't let that die off, man. If you're serious about your craft, you're gonna continue to work. You're gonna continue to hoop. You're gonna find a way to work on your game. But working on your game and actually playing is not the same. And so I've just been trying to find ways to keep the hoopers hooping. And so that's what we've been doing, man. So come out, man, either Sunday, Monday, or Friday, and pay attention to my Instagram story, because if there's any other runs going on, I am most definitely going to be promoting and talking about those in my Instagram story. So if you want to hoop, please pull up. Also, and another dope thing about yesterday, I don't think there was any arguments that Tens is running either, because Tens ain't having that. He running that tight ship over there. But yesterday was just, the guys got out there. When there was enough guys there, I'm like, hey, yo, it's time to hoop. Let's play. Everybody got up, started playing. There wasn't one single argument. Not one. Guys caught a foul. The ball got checked. You might get a weird look like, man, that wasn't no foul. You might get like a slick little comment like, man, I barely touched you. But there was no stoppage of play. There was no arguments about the score. Everything ran smoothly, man. It was perfect. And I hope we keep that trend. I hope we keep that type of momentum and that type of energy going, man, because that's what we need, man. That's what we need. I've done this before, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to give another little PSA about me being a cameraman. I believe this is the last time I'm going to do it, because I'm going to just stop giving it energy and stop paying attention to it and just start ignoring certain messages. But let me make this clear. So if I'm at an open run, not even an open run, if I'm at any event and you see me out there snapping flicks or shooting video, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to try my best to make sure my lens hits every moment, every situation that it should, every player, and not just every player that it should, every player. I try my best to get at least one flick, if nothing else, of every player. However, yesterday was hard because I was the one who put the run together. So I'm running back and forth, making sure like the younger guys that were there and make sure nobody's taking their spot. The guys that got there early, they're running when they're supposed to run and nobody's like jumping ahead of them. I'm just moving around trying to keep the day running smoothly. And so I didn't have my camera in my hand the whole day taking pictures. I didn't. And so I didn't get a chance to shoot everybody. But even if I did have my camera in my hand the whole time, it's not always going to be possible for me to snap a flick of everybody. So when you hit me up asking for anything from me, pictures or video, understand that there's a chance that I might not have you. Most guys do understand that, but as of late, some of y'all have been a little, and it's been some of the younger guys, that's why I'm saying this with love, but some of y'all have been reaching out like with attitude because I don't have any footage or any flicks of you. And it's like, yo, I said I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. When I'm out somewhere, if you want to guarantee that my lens is on you, there's one way to do that. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I'm not even that type of dude. I'm not. But I'm sick of people hitting me up like, yo, I was there all day and I did this and I did that and you didn't get me. Look, fam, if you want to make sure that I get you, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Again, I'm going to try my best to get everybody. But if you want to make sure I got you, that's the way to make sure I got you. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah, hi. This is Wade. I run WS Radio and produce this show. And I just want to say what he's telling you, this is truth, man. This is the way the world works. And it's going to hold true whether it's the person that does web pages, takes pictures, shoots video, makes great beats, whatever. They're a creative. This is how they feed their family, right? And to most of the world, it just looks like they're having some fun. So I just want to jump in. I hope you don't mind. I appreciate you letting me, but you got it. And I just want to let everybody know this isn't just from Mike. This is every creative wishes they could say what Mike just said. Alrighty.
Thank you, Mr. Wade. I appreciate that, man. Because I'm gonna keep on that topic. And sometimes when you tell guys that, like I remember, for example, one guy at the Switch Pro. No, it wasn't the Switch Pro. It was the outdoor San Diego runs when we first started doing them. So he hit me up, and he's like, yo, bro, you got some pictures of me? And I was like, yeah, bro, I got you. Give me a chance. And mind you, when I went to that run, there was a couple parents out there and a couple players that came up to me directly and was like, yo, how much for some flicks? How much for a mix? So they're paying customers. They're the priority. You know what I'm saying? And in his respect, in his defense, I don't think he knew that that's what type of party it was. When he hit me, so I'm fast forward to the little discrepancy there was there, and so the people that paid and or the players there that I was low key prioritizing at the time, their pictures go up. Like I send them their pictures and then I post them, and then so this guy who's already reached out to me asking where his stuff is, I tell him like, hey yo bro, I haven't got to your pictures yet. Like, and I just broke it all the way down to him like, yo, it's a lot of pictures, it's a lot of videos. And I got 2 small kids, fam. I can't just sit in front of my laptop and edit all day. Like, I'm going to get to it when I get to it, and I'm going to send you yours when I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? And he hit me. He gave me some attitude like, all right, no. I hadn't told him that, the whole 2 kids and everything, bro. I was just like, yeah, bro, I haven't got to him yet. He goes, yeah, all right. So I hit him. I'm like, bro, you okay? You seem like you got a little air in your chest. Like, you all right, bro? And he like, well, I'm just saying, it seemed like it's taking a while. Other people getting their pictures, and I ain't got mine yet. So exactly what I just said on the mic just now, I told him. I said, yo, check this out, bro. You didn't pay me to come out there. If you want to expedite your pictures, here's my Cash App, here's my PayPal, here's my Venmo. Go ahead and send the money, and I'll start working on your stuff right now. But until that happens, you're going to have to wait like everybody else, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just and I don't expect everybody to understand that, and especially every kid, with all due respect. I don't expect every kid to understand that. But when I'm explaining that to you and I'm articulating that to you, even if you disagree, you shouldn't disagree with it. But even if you do disagree with it, just take it on the chin and keep it moving, fam. Like, I'm not, again, y'all know Flix, man. I'm the chillest dude ever. But some stuff got to be spoken on from time to time. You know what I mean? Speaking of Flix, y'all boy came out of retirement, man. All these runs I've been at, I planned on playing in the first one. I brought my shoes. My plan was to play in the first game You know, the first game when dudes, they ain't fully stretched, they ain't fully warmed up, they still jumpers, they ain't falling yet. My plan was to get there early, get all the way warmed up, and be ready to go so I could be like in my second win while dudes are still warming up because I'm old and washed up. But I got there late, so I didn't get to play in the first game. But the Orange Glen run on Tuesday, I played in that game. Felt great. Thought my knee was gonna swell up, but it didn't. Sound like I'm 50. My knee would only swell up because I had an ACL surgery. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, knee didn't swell up. Got a couple buckets. Airballed a shot terribly. That was really embarrassing. And then on Friday, again, my plan was to get out there early and play, but I had to like get the run going and get it started. And I ended up playing in the last couple of games. Got a couple buckets at the end. It felt pretty good, man. And I've said it a few times, like, I'm about to get back in shape and really get to it. But I think I'm gonna actually do it this time because it really felt good to get out there and play, man. So if anybody want to work out, man, any of my homies that like I've shot videos for that work out, anybody that hoop, anybody, not even just that I've shot a video for, anybody that hoop, you see me online and you see me talking about hooping, pull up on me, let's set something up, let's go work out together. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, glad I remembered. The hat and the shirt I got on, I had a great interview with my man Lorenzo Keto last time we was here. A lot of people loved what he had to say. I'm going to eventually have him back because I didn't get a chance to really talk to him about being an author and like some of the stuff that, we talked about his basketball journey, which is dope, which is, the main thing I wanted to get to, but we didn't get to talk about him being an author. We didn't get to talk about his clothing line. We didn't get to talk about his nonprofit like the way I really wanted to. So we're going to have him back sometime. So even if it's during the first segment and he just comes in here and sits for 15 minutes and shows us his book and all his merch and stuff like that. But I definitely want to have him back. But speaking of his merch, I have it on right now. This is one of his hats, Signet Royalty. This is the hat. It's pretty dope, man. It's black. Got the logo on there. It's got the, the blue bandana print on the bill. And he has red as well. He has red. I was going to wear red, but I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and rock with the blue. Favorite color green, favorite color blue. I'll go ahead and rock with those. Yeah. I think I'm good for the first segment, Mr. Wade. Is that cool? All right, man. We're going to be right back in just a little bit. I got my man Xavier Johnson already here in studio. We're going to be talking to him in just a minute. On the mic with Michael Flix. What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to On the Mic with Michael Flix. As promised, we're back with a very special guest. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Towards the center. There we go. We're back with a very special guest. My man Xavier Johnson.
What's up,
I appreciate you coming through and chopping it up with me, bro.
No problem, man. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Been following you on IG for a minute. My man, what happened? I forget how it happened. We connected at the Swish Pro-Am, though.
Yep.
Connected at the Swish, and my man hit me and was like, yo, I'm trying to pull up on you, man. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because like I told you, I seen one of my other guests, it's always tough, like trying to chase people down that you want to talk to.
Right.
So when people hit you up, it's like,
yeah,
that's perfect.
Makes it a lot easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you been up to, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. It's got my son. Son's hanging out with me and stuff right now, so it's a blessing to have him around and everything. And for me, I'm just mostly living life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Life is crazy. Everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
Black inequality, the basketball itself, overseas, just trying to find a new job, everything like that. So everything.
You said trying to find a new job. We're going to get into that. We for sure going to get into that. How old is your son?
He just turned 1.
Okay.
Just turned 1. Yeah,
That's
so
dope.
he's a little baby, so he's doing good.
That's dope. Yeah, I got a almost 3-month-old. Actually, yeah, today's the 8th. 3 months today.
Okay.
3 months today. Got a
Yeah.
3-month-old and a 4-year-old at
They
home,
grow
man.
fast.
Tell me about it. You having any more kids, or you done with the one?
We'll see. We'll see.
He said,
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
We're gonna focus on
I'm
the one
hooping
for right now.
I heard that.
Yep.
I heard that. So you I've met you and been seeing you out here in San Diego.
Right.
But and looking you up and doing my research, you from Temecula?
Yeah. So I started my career in Temecula,
Mm-hmm.
California. And then I moved over to Orange County, where I went to school in Mater Dei. That's kind of where my career kind of elevated for me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it was amazing.
What school were you going to before we get to that? How old were you when you first started hooping?
Probably like 5th grade.
5th grade.
5th grade, yep. That was for me where I started. Before that, I was playing soccer. I was a real big soccer kid.
Okay.
Then I started getting, started growing real crazy, And then from there, it just took off for basketball, My father played basketball, played professional basketball, so I just kind of followed in his footsteps.
Where did he play?
He played mostly overseas.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah.
That's what's
good
up.
stuff, yeah.
And see, I have a uncle that coaches women's basketball at Long Beach Poly. They're always one of the best teams in the country. He also coaches track at Cerritos, but he coaches basketball at Long Beach Poly, and he coaches track there as well.
Okay.
And he always told me and my brothers when we were young and playing sports to go, to your soccer point about you early playing soccer, to go and play soccer, because he's like, that's like the footwork that you build in soccer is like the foundation for everything you're going to do. Did you notice that at all, like going from soccer to basketball?
I noticed it helped me a lot when I was growing. I was able to, be able to use my body different ways, be able to stay lower, because the taller you get, the more you want to stand up. So it kind of helped me stay low to the ground, stay focused, and, stuff like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so and I always ask everybody this, because for the most part, the players that I've had on the show so far have been players that are like somewhat of a bigger name, guys that are scorers, guys that are bucket getters on most of the teams that they played on. So I asked them, were you always a bucket? Were you always a star? Did you have to kind of like grow and develop?
I mean, for me, it was when I was in Chaparral, that was in Temecula. It was more of a, learning my role, learning my body, still. I'm freshman, sophomore, I'm still developing. I'm playing with older guys. But I think that I wouldn't say I was a bucket getter then, but, I had the potential to become one.
I feel it.
Yeah.
And so how long did you stay at Chaparral before you transferred to Mater Dei?
I stayed there for 2 years.
Okay.
So I was there freshman, sophomore year.
Were you varsity when you were there?
I was varsity, yeah, varsity.
Okay.
And then I went to Mater Dei, and I was varsity, of course, and, that's where I started playing a national schedule, where I'm traveling to Florida, I'm traveling to New York, I'm traveling to all back east to play against the top teams over there. So that's when it got real. And I did that so I could show, I can, challenge myself and see where I'm at as a player and who's the best out there. So it was awesome to play against, number one players and stuff like that.
That's dope. And what year did you graduate high school?
2012.
2012, okay.
Yep.
And see, I meant to ask Bryson when he was here, my first guest, because he played, they're like number 11 in the country just this past year, and he played a national schedule, and I meant to ask him, but I forgot. What is that like as a high school kid? Because I know in college, like, with all, due respect to college athletes, but it ain't athletics isn't always the focus, and especially if you're a basketball or football player, they know, like, you're here to make money for the school, essentially.
Exactly.
So how is it as a high school athlete doing all that traveling and not really being, I know being in class is not being in class is dope, but just traveling and not having the chance to really focus on studies and all that, what's that experience like as a high schooler?
For me, it made me grow up real fast because I went to a public school where it was decent education, They just try to make sure you pass and everything like that, to a school where they're focused on everyone getting to college, So it, like, the drive was different. So teachers stayed on you. You had to do your work. You will fail if you don't do your work. But, the coaches, we had academic advisors traveling with us to make sure we did our homework and everything like that. So it was a real college atmosphere, and that helped a lot when I transitioned into college, because I already knew what the deal was. But, it was amazing.
And see, it's dope to hear you say, like, if you don't have the grades, you will sit, because, I mean, I think people know that in high school. It's more of a thing in college, but even a little bit in high school, especially for a school like Mater Dei. I know when I was younger, I would assume, and I'm sure a lot of people still assume that, like, man, it's a basketball school. Like, the Hoopers is going to play, even if their grades ain't really right. So it's dope to hear you say, like, nah, you going to sit if you ain't got grades.
Your grades ain't good, you will sit. 100%.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's
They're
up.
strict there. They do their thing. They'll help you, but, you still got to do the work.
Right.
So it was good.
And so when you get to Mater Dei, were you starting?
I got to Mater Dei.
Before that, I'm sorry. How did you make that? Was it just your decision to go to Mater Dei? Did, like, the coach reach out, or how was that?
It was my decision. I definitely wanted to, like I said, challenge myself. I wanted to be like, okay, like, I can see what I'm doing here at Chaparral and Temecula, but how can I see how I'm doing nationally? And I was able to go and talk to the coach. He was interested in me, and Gary McKnight, he's a great coach, the most winningest coach in California basketball in high school. So, I mean, it was easy transition. My family moved down to, I think, Dana Point, and we were able to just stay there and create legacy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Did you start first year there?
I started my first year there. Yep. Second year there. Yep. Started. We had a killer squad. We had me, Stanley Johnson, Kane Reinhardt, Jordan Strawberry, Elijah Brown.
That was squad.
Yeah. We had a squad. So we came to play. So I think we won CIF and state my first year there. And I don't know if we won CIF my second year, but I know we won state So I'm 2 for 2. So
That's dope.
yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
That dude Stanley Johnson is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he was big as a kid, but I met him at the Drew League one year, bro.
Yeah.
Him and who's the other dude? He played for the Lakers. I forget his name. But anyway, both of them dudes, they like all chest and shoulders. I'm like, these dudes is huge.
Yeah,
man.
he's been big since he was a kid, you know. So he's doing good. He in the league right now, playing for the Raptors. So he's doing great. Yeah.
And so coming off a state championship in high school, what was your recruit? You started as a junior, so I imagine you started as a senior as well.
Yeah.
And so coming off winning a state championship in high school, what was your recruitment like?
I started getting recruited actually when I was at Chaparral.
Okay.
So off top, I think probably end of my freshman year, I had USC, UCLA already giving me offers and stuff like that. So it was good to feel that kind of love, you know, from top schools like that. So I didn't want to sign early though. I wanted to kind of just wait and just see what else is out there. So and see what was truth and fake, you know. So a lot of people throw offers out and then, you know, it might not be the best situation for you. So for me, it was more of just, okay, I'll take that. I appreciate you. I love the schools. You know, I went a couple of visits to UCLA, USC, just to see the campus and everything. But, you know, I ended up choosing another school in the Pac-12, which is Colorado University, and they gave me my platform again to shine. So it was good.
And so what was it like being from California and then moving to Colorado? What was that like?
It wasn't that hard, you know. You'd be surprised. It's either when you live in California, you either going to Arizona or you're gonna go to Colorado. So I had a lot of people that I went to high school with who went to both schools, you know, Arizona, and then I went to Colorado. So a lot of my good friends from Mater Dei went to Colorado with me. So
that's
cool.
dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
That was real cool.
That's dope. I've only been to Colorado once. My godbrother and his family moved out there. And like I said, being born and raised in California and then going out there was like it looked different, but it was just the vibe was just. And granted, I was younger, so it's not like I was like older, like on the club scene, like going out and meeting people. But it just seemed like a slower pace and like a more chill vibe out there.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely a slowed down pace out there. It's beautiful scenery, so it's just different. It's different from California. California is quick. You gotta hustle, bustle, go here, go there. You gotta drive here, there. There it's more slow down. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the breeze.
Speaking of slow down, and I was telling my brother and I've been telling my mom, what I was written, not so much anymore because things are starting to get back to normal. But I've really been enjoying like how slow the pace has been since the quarantine, bro. Right. Like with not many people working, not many cars on the road. Like when you go to the store, like the line to leave is mad long, but just moving around the store is easier, it's chill. I like that vibe. It's gonna be out of here pretty soon, hopefully, anyway. But I've been liking that vibe. So what was your college experience like?
College was great, you know. I mean, it was kind of a party school, but you know, it was kind of a party school, but it was, you know, our basketball team was good. We had Spencer Dinwiddie at point guard. We had Andre Roberson at small forward. You know, so we had some big names that are in the league right now. Right. So I mean, it wasn't no cakewalk, you know, playing against us. So my freshman year we was real good. I don't remember our record or anything like that, but you know, I think we handled business pretty well. I don't think we won anything because the year prior to that, they had just won the Pac-12 league. So we were able to, you know, play big minutes again. I was able to come in and start again. So it was good to just get that experience, you know. And playing with people that are playing in the league right now is great, you know.
I bet.
Just learn how they work, how they move, how their work ethic is. Learning that from an early age helped me to develop my game.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope to get that early. Well, do you remember what your numbers were freshman year?
I think it probably was like 12 and maybe like 6 or 7 rebounds.
And did you stay all 4 years?
I did, yep, all 4 years I stayed. Actually, I ended up tearing my Achilles my senior year.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was crazy. But so I had to sit down, and then I stayed my 5th year there. So it was been a crazy ride, but you know.
So before you tell me what your numbers were in that 5th year, can you, like, if you don't mind, if you want to talk about it, it's like that's dark. I want to talk about it. How'd you tear your Achilles though? And then tell me how you tore it, and then talk about like the whole rehab process and the mental and everything with that.
I mean, so basically I tore it just taking a step. You know, it was into practice, just took a step to go get the ball, just popped. I didn't know what happened. I was like, what is that? Took another step. I was like, oh, nah. Went to go sit down. She said I tore my Achilles.
Mm.
I never really got like too depressed about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, let me start rehab and get back to it. So mom flew out, she want to take care of her baby and everything like that. Mom flew out, so I was in the boot for about 5-6 weeks, and then after that, they start getting you moving again,
Mm-hmm.
So they start stretching, and then that's when it was like, damn, this hurts. Because before that, they gave me a bunch of medication. I didn't take anything. I didn't need anything. But when that rehab started, and the doctors over there, which did a phenomenal job, they had me doing everything. Massages, underwater treadmill, stuff I don't even know. So it was just a process to just get back to it, and I think I got back in like 7-8 months. So it was good. And then, but I'm still getting back to it, And when you tear your Achilles, your calf never fully recovers until you just got to really just stay on it. So it's been going good though.
Now talk about like kind of the mental roller coaster that you can go on with a rehab that takes so long. Because I know for me, and I wasn't, a college athlete trying to go pro or anything. I was just a basketball coach. And I was hooping every day. I was playing adult league basketball. I was in like 2 different leagues, and I was in a flag football league. So I was really active.
Right.
And then I tore my ACL, and I was down for 9 months. And then you and then for me, like starting to rehab, it's like you got to slow walk it so you don't overdo it. And then I got to a point where like as soon as I could jog, I went way too hard, and I had to go back to walking for a few months. So just talk about like kind of like how you were able to stay even through all that process.
For me, it was more. I mean, I had a huge support system to stay on top of me. I'm almost happy at kind of touring college because that way I had so many people staying on top of me to make sure I was doing everything I need to do to get back.
Right, I see.
So, because a lot of people tear their Achilles when they're professionals, and then it depends on what level you at.
Right.
If you're not in a league, then it's
kind of your rehab is kind of on you.
Kind of on your own. And that's hard for you to really to do. So for me to tear it in college and have 5-6 people I'm seeing a day that are telling me how to do it is good. But for me, the hardest part was, trusting my foot again. So that was a hard mental part when I'm actually on the court and I'm trying to, take that step in my left leg. I'm like, So that took me probably like, I don't know, I was like a half a year.
I bet.
So I felt a little bit comfortable even doing that. And then even still nowadays, it's still a little shaky sometimes, but it's more of like I'm so left hand dominant that I'm not saying I don't use the leg, but I don't use the leg that much from the beginning. So it's just a matter of just not even thinking about it. And right now at this point in my career, I don't even think about it anymore. It's
I remember for me, it was the same thing. Like every time, because I could never shoot, but I've been really really fast, so I was always just getting the paint, getting the paint.
Right.
And so like coming back and you can't explode how you want. You got to like think and second guess everything. And I know for me, I didn't realize that I was good to go until like I drove past somebody and I had to like jump and do an up and under reverse.
Right.
And I remember jogging back down court like I just jumped off my leg without even thinking about it. I was like, oh, I must be back now. You know what I'm saying? So I could only imagine like, what that's like.
Yeah.
And then so you stayed all 4 years in college, you said? Got your degree?
Yep.
What did you get your degree in?
I got it in sociology and ethnic studies.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yep.
Props to you for that. Props to you for that. And then so what was the process like from graduating, getting the degree, and then turning pro? Like, where agents come knocking on your door, you had to go look for one, or what was that process like?
For me, I was able to have agents come looking for me, I put up pretty good numbers my last year. I did like 4 or 5, I don't know even the name of them, but go do, not a training camp, but basically a trial for the NBA teams,
Right.
So,
the workouts.
Yeah, the workouts, yep. So I did the workouts, about 4 or 5 teams, So for me, the crazy part that I want to talk about today is the agents.
Okay.
Agents, man.
Let's get into it.
When you're a young kid and you fresh out of college and people are telling you this and that, what they can do for you and do that for you, it's crazy to who to trust, Who do you believe? I had my first agent, I won't say any names. I had my first agent, he was working with me, got me those few workout deals and stuff like that, but then he tells me like next year, oh, I'm done being an agent. I couldn't hang basically. So for me, I'm just like wow. It's like that's hard to hear. It's like were you even good at your job type sense. Like did you know what you were doing, or were you just like kind of following what your dad did, something like that. So it was hard for me to
Sorry to cut you off.
Here, go ahead.
I'm gonna forget. When he said you couldn't hang, did he mean like he couldn't hang with you, or like he said like it was too hard for him to get you a job, or what did he mean?
I think it was too hard for him to handle the business.
Okay.
Being an agent.
So he
'cause
couldn't
it's not
hang.
easy. Yeah, he couldn't.
Oh,
hang.
okay.
Yeah. I don't think he really was like, because his dad did it. So he
Gotcha.
thought that it would be easy for him to get into it and
Family
get
business
this
type
money
of
and stuff
thing.
like that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was a difficult process, and everybody comes from all walks of life, who's an agent, but they all kind of say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're fresh out of college, you don't know who to believe. You just try to listen to the numbers and stuff like that, and that's not always the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of gotta. I think the best thing to do is find someone who's been there, who's done it, who's not an agent. I have my friend Carlin Brown who played at Colorado before me, and he's always been the kind of guy to just be my mentor to talk to, as far as like off the court stuff, because he's been there. He's had a successful career in college. He's had a successful career overseas. So now what his job is to help people understand how agents work, where to look at overseas, what teams is good, stuff like that. It's the real in-depth stuff that everyone should tune into, to be honest. So yeah, so his page on Instagram is Point Advising.
Okay.
So he does a lot of stuff. He travels to schools. He teaches other college kids like how to approach the game as a professional, which is completely different than when you're amateur.
Man, that's crazy. And so you not lose, but did you? Okay, because I'm looking at it from me. If he would have told me that, but then that's probably not the smart thing to do. But I'm thinking for me in the moment, if he said like, "Yo, at the end of the year I'm done," I would have been like, "Well, bro, why go to the end of the year? Well, I might as well just get rid of you right now and find somebody new."
Yeah,
and so how did you handle that process?
I don't know. It was like, okay, prior to that, we already separated.
Okay.
So like basically as soon as we separated, he was like, yeah, I don't think being an agent is for me. So I'm like, okay.
So hold on, time out. Let me make sure. Let me make sure I understand. So you were still signed to the agency, but he wasn't your agent.
I was signed to the agency.
Uh-huh.
We separated, so I wasn't with the agency anymore. And he sent me a text a few months later talking about,
I understand now.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm not really an agent anymore like that. I'm like, cool. Yeah. So it was just weird, I'm like, you're supposed to be, you sell these things, you could do all these things, and then now it's like you're not even an agent anymore. You giving up basically. So it's like you giving up on me kind of in my head.
Yeah.
Even though you're not my agent anymore, it's just like, what were you really doing for me while you were an agent?
Right.
So, and after that, it's just like, it's just different. Because like now you have to decide, because my first 2 years I played in the G League. So that wasn't that hard to do as far as agency, because they know the G League know who you are, before you even get there.
Right.
So it's easy for the coach to even reach out to be like, hey, we want you, blah blah blah. So for me in the beginning, I was gonna go to Germany to play in Ludwigsburg. I didn't end up playing there, so I came to the G League, played with Dallas, and then I was able to kind of like have an agent but not really need one, because I was playing with a good coach. It was a good system. It was American. This past year, I went overseas to play. That's different, because now it's like, do you need an American agent or do you need an overseas agent to really get ahead? And a lot of people always say, oh, you need both, because you want to hit both markets. So it's hard to find that balance between, okay, does American agents work with European agents? Do you guys collab? Or it's hard to find an agent that does both American and overseas and does it well, because like I'm saying, and you still hearing empty promises all the time. Hey, I could do this for you. I could do this for you. I could do this for you. So for me, it was more like a trying to bring two people together. That's what I kind of been trying to do. Is trying to bring an American agent and an overseas agent that's both really well, work them together. They can split commission or whatever. But at that time, I have one agent who's really good at hitting the NBA market, and I have another one that's really good at hitting the overseas market. So in case I need to, I'm playing overseas, and then once that's over, see what's up with training camp, see what's up with summer league. So it's been a process.
Man, I would have never thought it was that involved and that intricate. But then again, I'm a guy who's never. My brother would probably know. Actually, my older brother Stefan, he's all into contracts and agents and all inner workings. But for me, I just watch the game, follow my favorite players. So I would have never known that it was all that intricate and all that.
Right.
And so fresh out of out of college, your first pro experience was in the G League, you said?
Yep. First pro experience in the G League. Yep.
Talk about that experience and like coming into the G League, because I know for me, and anyway, I won't get to that yet. But for me, it's like you look at it as like the G League, like you knocking on the door, you right there one step away.
Yeah.
So talk about what that's like coming into the G League and just like that feeling and everything.
So I mean, every team's different, off top. So for me, I was already the team had already been made up basically, and I came in late because I was planning on going overseas.
Right. Okay.
So I came into like a like basically being like picked up in the, I guess you could say the bubble. So you basically picked up off like a list of people. So Dallas picked me up. But the team already been made. So I had to come in there, really prove myself. I had to really prove myself. I had to work hard, and it was great for me. I think, and I was able to, still start, which was crazy. But in the G League, you start some, you don't start some. It depends on who's playing that day, because you got people that from the main team that will come down and play in the G League, and you got people coming from. Not every team has a G League team, so you have. I think our affiliates were Trailblazers, and I think it was Trailblazers. So we have people coming from the Trailblazers playing with us too. So it was just like hey, one game you might have 20, the next game you might not even see the court.
That's crazy.
So it's definitely that's a mental game right there.
I wonder, it's probably just relationships that coaches and owners and not coaches, but probably relationships that GMs and owners have to like create the affiliates. Because I would assume that if you play for the Dallas I don't know the name, but the Dallas G League team, that the affiliates would be the other teams in Texas.
Right.
But you're saying it's
the
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers, yeah. I don't know how it works, but I guess that's how they do certain things, But I think they're working on making sure every NBA team has a G League team, so that we're not players who don't really get that shine can still play and work it out. So my first year, we had like Jonathan Motley on our team. We had Justin Dentman. We had I can't even think of a boy's name. He was a killer though. We had a lot of people that have either been in the NBA or came out of the NBA already, who played the NBA. Donald Sloan. So it's just people that just been like killers. So me playing was like practice. I got every day. I got to kill in practice. I got to lock up whoever so I can see the floor. So my job when I came out there my first year, like I had to go from a role of like trying to score and get buckets in college to like stopping, being a lockdown defender and get rebounds and feed the people who got to score. So it was just a whole different mental stage for me, and being able to maintain that and do that is hard.
And that's a part of being a pro, man. And again, I've never played any sport on a professional level, but I have a lot of friends that have I know a few coaches that coach at that level, and they always talk about, I mean, you hear in any sport and in life really, just being prepared and being ready, but also being flexible, being able to being like water, being able to just conform around any environment that you're in, to be able to go from I'm here to get a bucket to now like you're not here to score at all, play some defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This may be a silly question, but I've always wondered. Can any G League player get called up at any moment?
Yes.
Or is it kind of like a list of like a handful of guys that'll get called up?
You can get called up at any moment.
Any player at any moment.
Any moment, and it could be any team. You're not specifically assigned to one. To that, say.
So like the defenders that the Lakers have, they can go play for anybody, not just the Lakers.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why when Gary Payton this year. Gary Payton was playing for the Lakers, but then he signed with DC. He signed with Washington Wizards. So it's just a matter of just playing and just getting that shine and getting that look. But it just depends. It's a lot of politics in there still in the G League. So being able to just play consistent minutes and getting consistent points is hard.
Do you kind of know? Do players in the G League kind of know that like their time is coming soon, or is it just like a random thing? Like I had no idea and I just got called up. In your experience, what have you kind of seen?
They'll throw hints. If you killing, if you off the radar and you killing, and you kind of just like playing your game and you doing your thing, then they'll let you know like, hey, like you doing good, keep killing. They'll throw hints out there, and then you'll see it because you'll be playing more, So it's just a matter of just being consistent. That's the name of the game, to be honest, of being a pro, is being consistent, you know. If you're going to score, if you can control it, be consistent, you know. If you can't, then it is what it is. But the name of the game is consistency.
Now, let me preface this next question by saying, I am not at all asking you about your money and how much you make and your earnings or anything like that. That's none of my business.
Okay.
But I had a friend play overseas, and he was really good. He was really good, and we would tell him all the time whenever he would come back for the summer, we'd be like, bro, like, won't you go to the G League? Like, won't you try to go pro? He'd be like, bro, they ain't really paying nobody over there. I'd rather stay where I'm at and get this money.
Right.
So can you kind of talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that the G League doesn't pay as much as they could, you know, and now they're starting to pay the young people who want to leave high school to come to the G League, you know. So it's kind of it's hard. It's hard to really say you want to stay in the G League and hoop and hope for that dream to get called up, because in reality is that's not really going to happen, you know. So you have to
know what your path is.
Yeah, you gotta see, and this is another part that comes with the agent. The agent has to be able to do his job, where he has to like tell you like, look, like we work on these back end deals. The coach can tell you this. The GM can tell you this. Like he can. This is what we got set up for you. You know, you're gonna play these amount of minutes. We're gonna see how you do. We're looking at you. We're looking at you. And they say that, then that's your time to go and kill and try and prove yourself. You know. But if you just kind of floating and you sitting there for 2, 3, 4 years, it's just like you might as well go overseas and see if you can get something better.
So pretty much, the G League pays less, but the obvious draw is that you're one step away from being in the NBA.
Of course, yeah.
But I would imagine though, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume that if you balling overseas, like just because you're in the G League, so how do I explain it? So if you're middle of the road in the G League, but you're killing over in Germany,
right?
Like, what are who's gonna get a actual NBA contract first? Is it the guy who's in the G League because he's a step away, or is it the guy who's overseas that's probably a little better?
Who's killing? Which one's killing right now? Who's killing? The guy in Germany or the guy in the G
guy
League?
in Germany.
The guy in Germany, I would say, depending on where you playing,
what league he's playing. Say he's in the top league in Germany.
If he's playing in EuroLeague, he can get easy. It's easy. It's way easy. If you're playing EuroLeague basketball, you're still playing against basically all NBA players. You know, because that's top basketball, and you're still making very close to NBA money. Because if you think about it, if you break it down, like if you're making 11 mil in the NBA and you're making 8 mil or 9 mil in the overseas, you basically making equivalents.
The same, yeah.
Due to taxes, due to apartment, cars, they provide all that for you overseas. So, you know, you really pocketing all that money, and if you're playing in a big city, I mean, you eating for free. They gonna bless you because you won them that game. They show mad love overseas, so it's good. But I think that if you're playing in a top league overseas, it'll be very easy to get training camp calls, you know, stuff like that. Depending on how your numbers look, depending on how you played, you know, I think I don't think it's that hard. Now, will you actually get that call? We'll see. But I think it's more possible in Germany or something like that to get that call.
Part of what you said kind of speaks to my point of what you were saying about, like, bro, if you've been there like 2 or 3, 4 years and you ain't really got a call, you might as well try to get overseas. Yep. That's probably the same mindset that my friend had. He was like, I can go play over there, but the chances I get called up ain't really likely, so let me stay over here and get my money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like nowadays, like, if you want to play for a G League team, your agent got to work the back end deals, whereas like he got to find you the spot on the team that they may need you, because sometimes you might play for a G League team and they might have 3 or 4 people in your spot. It's like, okay, well, you wasting your time. So you got to be able to just go and, you know, find that niche where you need it. So that's how it works.
And so what's next for you, man? You back to the G League? You going overseas? Like, what's next for you?
I just signed with Italy.
Okay.
So I'm going to play in Italy this year. So it's a shorter year because everything's kind of crazy. They start up in November. Okay. So we're going to, I'll be there for about 7 months. We're going to hoop. We're going to do good and, you know, keep progressing up.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. obviously, we already signed the contract. I already talked to the coach. But
Yep.
do you know anything? Are there any American players that you know that's going to be over there with you? Do you know any of your teammates?
I literally just signed this yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
thank
man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So I'm
We
just
breaking news on the mic with Michael
breaking
Flix.
news. No one even knows. yeah. So I think it's one other American with us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's fresh out of college. So we'll see how he does. It's going to be a young team. Coach told me to go over there, help him out as much as possible, do my thing, and do what I do best.
Oh, so you're going to be the vet.
Yeah, I'm going to be the vet on the team.
That's what's up, man.
Young vet.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And actually, while you're over there, man, if you get any of your film and, you know what I'm saying, you want to just, kind of show people what you're doing over there,
course.
send it my way, and I'll make sure I talk about you on the show and post your highlights in my videos and everything, man.
Of course, yeah.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you coming and talking to me today,
No
man.
problem, man.
I appreciate
Yeah.
anybody that want to come and sit with me, and especially a guy like you. Like I said, I learned a lot just talking about you and your journey and kind of some of the stuff I never knew about, man. So
sure, exactly.
thank you so much for coming to sit down with me, man.
Definitely, anytime, man.
Thank you, man. I
Anytime.
appreciate you.
Yep.
Hey, man, that's been another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all watching. Please continue to keep watching. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be doing. I got some more guests that I want to bring in. Next week, I got my guy, a lot of people know my guy Buddha. He's going to be here next week. He do with the pink hair on Instagram. He just got a clothing line that he got going. I'm going to have him here next week, man, and I'm really excited to talk to him. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with me every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on WSRadio.com and every Sunday morning. I usually try to get it up by like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., but every Sunday morning on YouTube, the show is also there as well. On the Mic with Michael Flix, man. I appreciate y'all.